I want to tell you about a recent buyer case that shows the difference between simply being given a contact and being properly guided through an important stage of the purchase. This buyer had found a property, reserved it, and was moving through the purchase process. He reached a point where he needed accounting and ownership structure advice so he could understand the best way to buy and move forward with confidence. He was given the name of a firm and contacting them directly himself. On paper, that sounds fine, but because he entered the process cold, without any real handover or context, the experience felt quite transactional. And he was getting information, but not in a clear, warm, or reassuring way. So why did this matter at this stage? He was making an important decision about how to buy, what structure to use, and who to rely on in a foreign country with different rules and processes. When an experience feels cold or transactional, it becomes much harder for the buyer to judge whether they're getting the right advice, whether they're being properly understood, and whether they can move ahead with confidence. Even if the deal still is going through, that kind of uncertainty creates hesitation, stress, second guessing, and unnecessary stresses from the buyer's side. This is where Snow Only Plus comes in. We use the same partner, so we handled the introduction better. We gave the right context around the buyer, what he needed, so he was no longer arriving as a cold inquiry. Once this happened, the experience felt very different. The advice was easier to engage with, so the interaction felt more supportive, and the whole process became clearer and more comfortable for the buyer. This is why Snow Only Plus exists. It's not just knowing the right professionals, it's about making those key introductions happen in the right way with the right context and support around them. So although the purchase was still progressing, this was a good example of how much difference a guided handover can make to the buying experience. If you want this kind of support when buying in the Alps, get in touch with Snow Only and Snow Only Plus today, and hopefully we can help you along your buying journey to avoid unnecessary stresses, costs, and sticking points.